is Christian. It's Monday, the 10th of November, and welcome back to the live stream of Undique. We are a network of Quail Farm, not just a pet brand. So please make yourself comfortable. We have about an hour to talk, and I'm gonna give you the news from the Quail Farm in the middle section of this live stream. Now, in the beginning, I'm gonna have help from my chief treat tester, Hazel. To show you guys some lovely dog treats and pet treats we make here in the US. And then we get in the last section into the new releases for the upcoming hatching season. Some people are hatching now. Let's have a look here. Hazel is ready on position. So Hazel, I'm just gonna quickly talk a bit about our lovely quail products and the quail eggs. We have quail eggs for pets in our store as well. And I just wanted to show you real quick. That's a quail egg, very small, right? Chicken egg would be about that size. So quail eggs are about the third of the size of a chicken egg. And Hazel here next to me gets already a bit excited. I gonna have to update her camera position a little bit, I guess, because she's always up and down and up and down. But we're gonna get sorted out. In our news sections, I'm gonna talk about the new studio setup, which is progressing as well, because right now I come to you from my office in the basement. But there's some news too. Hi Maddie, thanks for letting a little like here, and I love the hearts next to your name. Yeah, I'm doing great. A little stressed because I was stressed with some technical issues before the live stream, but they are resolved now. And last week my dog Hazel, she was stressed because of another technical issue. So before I talk more about the products, I'm gonna talk to you guys about a really interesting thing I didn't know about. And when Hazel looks at that right now, she's like, oh, I know that thing. Right, Hazel? Do you remember what happened with that? So you guys, you see she has this little dog collar for invisible fans here, right? And that usually makes a little beep sound when she gets too close on our property to trigger that. And that fire alarm was running out of battery last week in the live stream, so you can look back on that. And that freaked Hazel out, and until I realized what actually caused it, took me a minute. But you can see that in the old live stream. So a little advice, since I was a firefighter, it's the holiday season coming up, you know, Christmas lights, Christmas trees, all these different celebrations around Thanksgiving. Check your fire alarms, you know, just in case you're safe. And also, you know, once it starts beeping, it might freak out your dog if you use one of those invisible fences, right, with the dog collar. So I've done that. I'm gonna put that back after this live stream, right where it belongs, here in my office. In the news sections, we're gonna see the new setup, but now let's dive into it. Okay, quail eggs. Most people know chicken eggs. Quail eggs are not as much known, even though they have been domesticated. The quail, those tiny lovely little birds. I don't have a real one here in the studio, but I show you some pictures later. We had an awesome hatch last week. So those are lovely animals. We domesticated them about 4,000 years ago, and only 1,000 years later we did the same with chicken. So if you ever wondered what came first, the egg or the chicken, it was the quail. So now we have fresh quail eggs for you, and they can be used for yourself, of course, or you can share them with your pet. Hazel, she gets one fresh quail egg every day with her food. She loves it. I personally think her fur is much better since, but in any case, in those lovely quail eggs is a lot of good stuff, which is good for you, for me, and for my dog, right? And your dog, or cat, or any carnivore animal. Even though I know also, for example, reptiles like eggs actually have assistant to the chief treat tester. His name is Jackson. And he's a California king snake, and he every once in a while likes a quail egg too. That's part of their diet. Now, what's in this quail egg? In a single quail egg is 10% of your daily recommended intake of vitamin B12, for example. Then you got vitamin D, antioxidants, good for the skin, right? A ton of minerals and vitamins in there. You can click on the product below. There's more information with the nutrition facts, but the list goes on and on and on. So that's, of course, one of our main products here on our quail farms. I'm based in New Jersey. we have a network of farms, so we are all over the place in 10 different states right now with 14 farms. So from Texas and Utah down to Florida, Louisiana, up to New York State, and so on. So we try to be close to you. This way we can ship the fresh eggs right when they are laid from our farm to you. And we have done this now. These months we celebrate 5 years, and we have been from the beginning on Amazon, and we have shipped hundred thousands of eggs, and our breakage rate is below 1%. So every once in a while one could break. Yeah, it happens. It's eggs, raw eggs. It's very hard to ship, so we do our best there. Where we can, we include an extra egg as well, so to compensate for any shipping damage. But we do a really good job packaging, and my thank you goes out to all the other farms who do a great job sticking to our packaging procedure, so making sure those eggs arrive safely with you. So in a couple of days they're in your home, and you can keep them for a couple of weeks until you use them up. When I have breakfast, I have one of those quail egg scissors, and I realize with the green screen doesn't look that great, I know. Let me show you on Hazel Cam. So one of those cutters, for example, they make it easy. You put the egg in here, and then you press it here, and you take off the cap of the egg. Very simple to open them, because they're a bit harder to crack as well, because they're actually smaller than chicken eggs, as you can see, right? Quail eggs, awesome for you, for your pet. Now, since Hazel was already here and she went into her waiting position, where are you, Poo Poo? There you are. She's right there. Now let's since Maddie here on the chat commented so nice that Hazel is cute, let's show all the cuteness and all the goodness what we got for you. So we have a product, there is actually Hazel's picture on it. I designed it myself, and I'm very happy about it because I love my dog. She's my first dog ever. I mean, I grew up with dogs. My grandparents had dogs, but that's my first dog ever, and Hazel is now 3 years old, and I wanted to make sure she eats good stuff. Therefore, I started with quail as a hobby, and then I ended up, like most people, with too many quail, and I was like, what am I gonna do with all of that meat they produce, with all the eggs they produce? So very quickly I started a company, and here we are. The Quail Crunch Bites, they have dehydrated quail meat in there. You see all these chicken products out there, great for the chicken farmers, but quail is a bit rare. So this is handcrafted. It provides a lot of protein, many other good things for your food. Yeah, if you eat them too. No, this is jerky for pets. You could, I mean, it's human grade, but no, we market it for pets. Okay, I mean, I would eat it, but anyway, it's Hazel's treat and your dog's treat. So let's get into it. Let's have Hazel show it why we call them Quail Crunch Bites. So Hazel, can you come on your camera position, please? Yeah, thank you, honey. Come here, Boo Boo. Yeah, where are you? We have a treat for you. Yeah, but you have to do something for it. Sit, Hazel. Good girl. Wait, paw. Good. So they are nice and crunchy because we actually put in these little pieces you get. You can break them apart. Sometimes they crumble, that's okay too, because you can put that as a food topper on your pet's food. Hazel, turn around. Turn around. Huh? Turn around. Yeah. I confused her a little. Sit. Good girl. Sit. And here you go. So if there's any crumbles in there from shipping and stuff, guys, just don't throw it out. Put that, sprinkle it on the top of your pet's normal food, and it's a super nice food topper too. A great training treat. Quail is a game bird, so if you train your dog to be a bird dog, a hunting dog, it's a great option to train your dog. Now, we're not just about dogs, we love cats, even though I'm allergic to them, but that didn't hold me back for designing a product. And actually, my daughter came up with the idea. She lives with her mother, and she said, I would love to have one of those quail wings to play with my cat, right? So I was like, okay, because normally you throw them out as a farmer or feed them to the pigs because there's not much meat on them. And when my daughter mentioned that, I was like, wow, this one is a bit in a rough state here. Let me fix that real quick. The string came off because Hazel was a bit rough playing the other day. So we string, like you see now, live demonstration, in hard manual labor here in the US. We string, well, it's not that hard. Okay, yeah. So we string a really nice natural string on that wing. After we dehydrate it, we don't treat it with any chemicals, so it's all natural. And we put that string around it really, really well. That's what we always do. This one came off because, again, we played a lot with it. You can play with your puppy with it or with your cat. And Hazel once got too excited, was eating one. And that was always my main concern about dog toys or cat toys. What if they accidentally eat it? You have to run to the emergency, to the animal hospital or to the vet, and you might have to have an operation, all that. If the worst case happens with that wing, I mean, it's just feathers and a few tiny quail bones. They don't splinter like chicken bones do, so pretty safe. And it happened to Hazel that she ate a couple of them and I was not watching. And the next day she pooped some feathers and that was about it. So it's very safe for the pets to play with it. Hazel is a bit over it now. She's 3 years old. Well, let's see if she wants to play. Hazel, what I have here, look, boo boo. What we got here? Yeah, she is a little over it. But your tiger, if you want to click on the product below, you see some videos there on the product page where you see some cats playing with them. And my daughter's cat and, you know, some customers and friends and send us some videos. They love it. It really awakens the little tiger in your cat again. And it's a great tool for dog trainers too. Actually, let me show you guys a little picture there. I showed it already last week, but I'm so excited about that one because there's the cutest puppy in this picture. Just gonna bring it up here. And well, what should I say? Take a look at this lovely dog playing with our wing on the string, or we also have them in pairs as well. So let's take a look at that. Here we go. So here we go. That's a customer sent me those pictures. I don't remember right now the name of that lovely doggy. Let me look that up real quick. Because you see here the wing, right by the in the grass there. So he does. This is a GPS, right? That's a German Shorthair, a little puppy, right? And so I got that from Jim, was the customer. Thank you, Jim. And the breeder of the dog was Jose Garcia Jr. And thanks for the photo credit to Shelly Mack. And so he sent me these pictures. He bought this product from us. And as you can tell here, the puppy is definitely very interested in it. And here we go. You see the wing here in the grass. And as the doggy learns now how to track down a birdie, in this case just the wing, right? And isn't that a beautiful dog? We got a name here, right? We got a name here. Ruby, of course, that's Ruby. How could I forget that? Look at her there. Beautiful dog. And here's our wing. So we have them in multi-packs as well in case your puppy gets a bit too excited about it. Or if some, if they get lost. By the way, if they get wet during training or something, just air dry them. And they'll be fine. Just don't put them wet back into the packaging, otherwise they could get moldy. So isn't that a beautiful dog, Ruby here? Very interested in what she sees, right? I love this dog. Yeah. Sorry, Hazel. I love you too. Sorry. Yeah. Hazel gave me a look now. You should have seen that. But anyway. Now, let's go to the next product before Hazel gets angry. We make out of the quail. They have a very happy life on the farm. And like everyone, one bad day. And after that, they make your pets happy. And so we try to use every part of the quail. And here we bring to you the quail crunch sticks. And those are the spines of the quail. And I mentioned early on, the spines, they break differently than, or the bones, they break differently than chicken. They don't splinter. It's like little strings, right? It's nothing, no sharp edges and stuff. And did you hear the crunch a little bit when I, well, let me get my assistant over here. Hazel, want a treat? Poo-poo, where did you go? Where did you go again? Hazel, treat. There you are. Come here. Well, she had dinner early on, but usually she's up for a treat. There you are. Okay, honey. Can you sit for me, please? Thank you, honey. Okay, let me adjust the camera here a bit that we see your beautiful face. Yeah. You want a treat? Give paw. Good girl. Mmm. Super. Now you know why we called it quail crunch stick. Listen again how nicely they crunch, right? You get the other half, Hazel, yeah. Give paw. Good girl. Mmm. So for Hazel, it has two effects. Number one, it's really tasty and nice and crunchy. Number two, it does clean a little bit her teeth while she eats them. And yeah, she enjoys them. And it's a natural treat. There's nothing artificial about it other than the packaging to keep it fresh for your pet. And you find information on the packaging and all that about the ingredients, or if you click on the product below. Now, you saw early on we have quail eggs on the farm. And we sell hatching quail eggs too, and we get to that section in a minute. And when we have too many eggs, and that happens in the summertime a lot, or in the winter when it's too freezing and we can't ship them even though we shipped them during blizzards and had no issues with the packaging. But anyway, if we have too many eggs, or if the eggs are not fresh enough to ship them out anymore, we want to preserve the freshness, and that's how we came up with our Quailicious Boost. This is my little sample, and let's let Hazel sample that, right? So it's a little powder. I'm just gonna open it up here. Here you go, honey. Ooh, you like that a lot. It's a food topper, as you can see. Well, I'm not food, but I top my hands with it anyway, because Hazel already had dinner. And it has all the lovely minerals and vitamins what fresh quail eggs have. An entire box of quail eggs goes into one of those shakers. That shaker will last you probably a month if you have it on the smaller setting here. Let's see if we can see that here. Here, there's a little sprinkle setting, or the other side here, that's the generous setting, right? So you can adjust a little bit how much you want to sprinkle on. And I have a picture I can show from customers. Well, Tito, where is Tito? Tito. Yeah, I think it was Tito. Stacy sent me a picture from her. She had a picky eater, and that picky eater wouldn't touch his normal food anymore. And then Stacy discovered through a friend our little company here, and yeah, well, what should I say? Tito got hooked on it. Now let's see if here he is. Let me switch over here to Tito. Here we go. Now, look at this face. The face tells you all, right? Here he is. Says yummy. And in here, sprinkled nicely, our food topper. And Stacy said she wants variation, and we agree with that. So she actually added on our lovely pet cotton candy as well, which is designed as a food topper, which is just dehydrated quail meat as well. It's very fluffy. And you find it in our store as well, so if you click below, very, very fluffy stuff. And that's good for cats as well, or older pets if their teeth are not that great. So if the crunchy stuff from early on is not for your dog or cat, then try this combination, for example, or either one of them. They will add really great flavor, nothing artificial. to your pet's food, and your pet will thank you. Right, Hazel? What do you think about that? Do you like that? Yeah? You like it? You want a bit? Okay, I'll give you a little treat. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, let's see. So you can give it also as a snack to an older pet, like so. You just crumble it together. Oh, dropped a bit on the floor. Sorry, my darling. This way we save the money for the cleaning lady. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Here we go. So, oh, yeah. So, Hazel, I thank you so much. You can go and relax. You're off now for the rest of the week. And I'm gonna continue here a little bit and dive into the news section before we go into the new releases. So, let me have a quick sip of water. If you have any questions throughout the live stream, please drop them in the chat, right? And please leave a like or follow if you want to see the next week stream as well. It's gonna be fun because now the news come. I tell you why the next stream is gonna be really interesting. Now we have something going on, and I show you here with the pictures. So what was happening? Halloween was over, right? That news is gone, but that picture is cute. I still show it. Hazel was handing out treats to the neighbor kids. She loves doing that. This year, we didn't put her in her costume because she doesn't like costumes. Last year, she was a hot dog, but she stands like a statue when she has a costume on. And so this year, we spared her from that. Then, in the last few days, I was thinking about our setup here. While it's nice here in the office, and Hazel likes it because we usually hang out here, I thought about what else can be done. So I took some pictures in our guest room upstairs, and then I asked AI, make a little visualization of Hazel and me being in a new studio. And this came out. The AI thought I'm a female because the name Christian, well, in the French language, Christian can be used for male or female. Where I'm from, Austria, it's only for males. And but I took a real picture of our guest room upstairs, and that's what the AI came up with. She said, "Oh well," so it added a shelf here with our logo. Well, it's not really our logo, but you know what I mean. And then said, "Yeah, just have a setup like this, add some lights, and off you go." So I did. A little bit more thinking, a little refining with the AI prompt as well. And then the AI got smarter and said, oh yeah, you're a male. Okay, great. Oh, you have a labradoodle and not a parakeet. So here you go. And that's a little bit the layout, how it's gonna look like. So hopefully next week I have it all in place and we see each other upstairs. It's gonna be more comfy for Hazel and for me. And you guys get a little bit of a living room feeling up there as well. We have a bit more space and hopefully better lighting. I already redid the Wi-Fi, so I have good signal throughout the house. So that was something I had to do. I already installed some lights up there. Now a few touches here and there, and then we hopefully next Monday see each other in the new studio. I don't spare any cost to make a cool live stream for you guys. Honestly, I mean, the couch is already there. The bed is already tidied up. It's just about the setup. I don't know why I didn't think earlier about that. We don't use that room that often up there, so we're gonna have a better experience. So that's what I was doing these past few days, in addition to hatching some quail and also doing preparations for our company anniversary, since we turn this month, in 10 days actually, we are 5 years in business. We created the company on the, I just look over here, 20th of November. And so we, prepare specials and all this social media stuff and things like that. And so I was busy with that stuff. Now, obviously we hatch all the time since we are a quail farm. And here a little look into the hatcher. And there we see some eggs and some chicks hiding. They already moved to the brooder, but while we moved them, my wife usually likes to do a little inspection as well. Or, in other words, I force it on her that I show her the birds, and she gets to hold them and play with them a little bit for a little photo op, like that I can show you guys, right? And here we are. That's a little Georgia giant baby here. Let me see if I have the right listing here as well to show that. Well, I show you where to find the Georgia giants, right? No worries about that. So hatching eggs, very important note though, in case kids are watching, don't order them. They can't be returned like everything on Amazon because it's a fresh product, right? And fresh products cannot be returned, so you will be charged. So never order anything without the permission of your parents. But yeah, hatching birds is great. Is a great experience. So we have a lot of customers who do that. A lot of teachers, families who do homeschooling, and people who just want to have their own eggs. I mean, we all know it. I know it seems like a long time ago, but earlier on this year, when you looked at limitations in the supermarket for eggs, how many you can buy, and if you look at the prices for them, okay, got a little better now again. But you know, you might want to just exactly know what is in your eggs, what is in your food, and start a great hobby keeping quail. So you're right here. You get some tips, some advice. With every shipment, we provide a free training class as well, where you see everything what needs to be done. But now I can't hold back. I show you guys this lovely video what we took of the birds as well. So this is just a small test hatch, but you get the idea. Normally we have the incubator full with a few hundred birds, but that's just a little flock here. Let's take a look what my wife did with them.
Hey, this little fellow wants to be in the warm hand too.
Ta-da!
Georgia Giants!
Come here, come here. It's warmer here.
One is not sure. Ah, there we go.
Let me in!
Nice and warm. Okay, off in the brooder we go.
Ta-da!
Auntie cute. We have fun here. I mean, you need to have fun at work, right? Speaking about fun at work, another fun story about Hazel. The other day we had to run some errands, and Hazel decided for the first time ever she wants to go into the front seat of the truck. I immediately thought it's not a great idea, but she was kind of insistent, and so I secured her here with the seat belt, just in case if I have to brake quickly that she doesn't fly against the windshield. Normally she sits on the back bench and has a proper harness and all that, so it's safe. But for that small trip I figured, okay, let's just attach her here. Now the fun thing was, after 5 minutes, Hazel wanted to get comfortable, and she tried and she tried hard, and she realized very quickly, and I could see it in her face, that the front seat is not for her. It's not like the bench in the back where she can really spread out and lay comfortable. And it was really just fun to watch her look in her face, like, yep, I was dumb. I regret that decision. And when we were out and about of the truck and I went back, she immediately jumped into the back door, which she refused early on. But she learned her lesson. Now she knows the back is her spot where she has it comfy when we drive somewhere. So just a little fun story there. She's a good girl. Yeah, so I have been busy. Not that many pictures. But yeah, here maybe just another hatch. Mixed hatch between the black and white. We have a black and white edition, so you can order them as well. I just highlighted that below. Black and white edition, so what you get, you might wonder, he talks about black and white, but I see here black and yellow. Yeah, that's how they come out. So those are a day-old chicks. And the white, the so-called English white quail, they hatch yellow and then they slowly turn white. Like those famous horses from Slovenia, the Lipisan, they actually come out black and then turn white. But anyway, so I just mentioned that because we all sometimes get a message from a customer when they order the English white hatching eggs, and they say, hey, you sold me the wrong eggs, they are yellow, they are not white. I say, give it 2 weeks or 3 and you'll see some magic happening. So as we people can change, maybe not color, but birds can change colors. Here you go. So that's to the news section. Now let's talk a little bit about the new releases on our website, on our storefront. I mean, so here we go. So let's start off with the lovely guys. I'm down here now. Hi. And we have a little loop, but that's okay. I get rid of that. When you come to our store, you see usually here the last live stream, and then you can click here on hatching eggs. You see a picture of one of our farmers up here, and here we go. That's the section of the hatching eggs, and you get here an estimate, right, by when you get it. It can be earlier than that, right, because we try to ship them out as fresh as possible. And so I always advise people, make sure you have your incubator in place, give it a little test run, let it go for a day, add one of those lovely little thermostats in there, make sure you have the proper temperature, that the incubator sets the temperature, have your equipment and your brooder set up in place, then you order the eggs. They come within a couple of days, right? Everything above 20 eggs we ship priority mail. So depending where you are in the country, if you have a farm close to you who has the collar, what you ordered, we ship it straight away from there, and then you get them within a couple of days. But yeah, make sure you have an incubator. And what is an incubator? I don't have one here right now, but it's a machine. You put the eggs in, and then they stay in there, depending on what breed of quail it is and what variation, between 16 to 22 days. The Georgia Giants we saw early on, they are 22 days. Now we talk about the red range, and here are those lovely birds. So, well, obviously you don't get the birds, you get the eggs, right? But if you're successful with your hatch, those lovely birds come out of it, and aren't they cute? And so those are all, domesticated birds. In some states you need to have a license to be able to keep them. So check the regulations there. Some townships or HOVs don't allow things, right? So check that too. But if you're there in the clear, if you did your research in regards to your local area, you can keep them. And the quail birds, right? They are great flyers as well. They can fly off. They are not like chicken roaming around out and about and come back in the evening. Nope. You need to contain them somehow. So you can have an aviary where they can roam around in there. You can have cages, all kinds of different setups. So again, do some research before you get into it, that you don't have the surprises later. And great places for research all over the place, right? We provide them as well. So if you have any questions, you can always, contact us as well. You can click here, sold by Undique, and then you say here, it's the seller. And somewhere here is an option for contact. No, that's feedback. Ask a question. Here we go. Ask a question. This is how you get in touch with me. With the reviews there, don't worry too much about them. Some people have a bad hatch and they blame us on it. That's okay. I mean, we do the best what we can do. We hatch all the time. We know our hatch rates are high, that we provide fertile eggs. If there's something wrong with your incubator, if your incubator breaks, if there's shipping was very rough, the hatch rate drops a bit lower. The environment where your incubator is in a drafty area, in a freezing room, all these kinds of things. We can't change that for you. We can give you advice and give you support and help, but we can't give a guarantee on if all of the eggs hatch. Usually 50% is considered good. I had customers, they report us 85%. I have customers who report 30%. So if you want to have a flock of 12 quail, my advice would be to order 24 eggs. Then you have to think about it. Half of them are usually male, so they don't lay eggs, right? So you need to have a plan for that too. But anyway, let's talk about the new releases. I showed you guys the red range. Great bird. We're gonna have the Tennessee Red as well soon. And so here you can check it out. You can select your quantity, and yeah, awesome birdie. I want to show some pictures of the black and white edition. I got some complaints that we used AI here, but sometimes so hard to take pictures of the birds, but we made an effort. And here we look at the black and white. And so we have here a picture of a black quail. They can have sometimes a little strip of another color in there, but we breeded this type to be all black. But with genetics, there's always some surprises in there, right? That's the English white we saw early on. Here a little information, right? The white birds hatch yellow, and here they are as a couple. And I think there should be some picture. Yes, we managed to get them together on the picture. Here they are. And they go along okay. So those can be mixed. But you might get them funny offspring as well. Some surprises. So be careful with that. Here we go. So, yep. I'm clicking all over the place. Black and white. So we had them for a while. We did that based on your customer feedback because we saw a lot of people ordered black hatching eggs and white hatching eggs to make it simpler for you guys. We just combined that into this listing here. So you get now 50% is black, 50% is white. And then you see with your hatch, you might have more of the white than the black hatching. It's always a little surprise. It's nature overall. Not every egg will develop. Not every egg can be fertile. We cannot test every single egg for that. And we have no control over the equipment you use, your experience. So it is a bit of luck as well, and let nature do its work. But since we hatch all the time for our local sales, for chicks and things like that, to produce the dog treats you have seen early on, we know that the fertility rates are high, and with the hatch rate reports, and we put a little report card into every single shipment so you guys can report it as well. And we do have a map. We're very transparent about that. Across the country, from wherever you report us a hatch, it goes on that map. I update it once a month, and you guys see them what's going on there. Now, our quail farm over in Texas did a lot of work with genetics and just breeding a lot of different birds. And I was there earlier this fall. And that's where we made those lovely pictures. So greetings out there to Joe and Dixie. And so we have a lot of variation. And now for the fall, we added here in our store as well the autumn sparkly. Let's take a look at this one. So those hatching eggs, again, they come securely packaged. So you get the egg, not the bird. You have to make the bird yourself, right? It's a little bit like IKEA here. You get the ingredients, but you need to do the whole assembly in a way. So those lovely birds here, the autumn sparkly, yeah, I mean, what should I say? Look at them. Those color variations, it's awesome. So I'm not an expert on genetics, but I just say nature is awesome. So those birds, yeah, it was a bit of an action shot, this one here. Those birds are awesome. They are all pretty good layers. From a quail, you can have around more than 300 eggs a year, right? So the cool thing about quail, what people don't know, and earlier this year we saw that happening. I mean, I look on all these online marketplaces, everybody wanted to get chicken because chicken eggs are so expensive in the store. And what most people don't know, when you hatch chicken eggs or you buy some chicks somewhere, right, it takes 26 weeks, depending on the breed, sometimes 22 weeks, and sometimes even longer until a chicken is old enough to lay an egg, right? So we saw during the egg crisis of 2025, a lot of people started with chicken, and like 2 months later, 3 months later, they still didn't have any eggs, and then they started to sell their equipment again, to sell their chickens or give them away, and they got frustrated and all that. Well, we got really busy as well because people did some research, like you guys, by watching this. So if you want to have eggs quickly, quail is your go-to bird. Okay, the eggs are a little smaller, but let's face it. Let's face it real close. Those quail start laying those eggs between 6 to 10 weeks from the time they hatch. So step 1, you get an incubator, right here on Amazon or something. Step 2, once you tested your incubator and it's working. Maybe you have a thermostat in there, right? Check 99.5. Humidity to start with 50%. So here it's right now a little too low. Ah, it's getting up there. Here we go, 50%. Yeah, a bit more is fine as well. 60 is okay too. Towards the end of the hatch, you should have like 75, 65, 75. So something like that. Towards the end of the hatch, right? And then, yeah, the chicks pop out. And then, depending on what variation it is, but with the Coturnix, usually 6, latest 10 weeks, they start laying eggs. If the light is okay for them, they need 14 hours of daylight, right? And the environment, and you feed them well, and they have always water, always food, then you're gonna be happy peppy, and you get those lovely, lovely eggs every single day. So think about it. You order them today, you have your incubator ready. So let's say 12 weeks. So we're here, that means November, December, January. Yeah, you're gonna have laying eggs by latest February. Latest, including the incubation and all. With chicken, I mean, I'll call it 22 weeks. God, we're talking here May or something. So, nothing against chicken, but quail is the quicker solution to get to your lovely eggs. And quail eggs have more vitamins and more minerals than chicken eggs, so they're healthier too. And they're hard to find in the supermarket. So another bonus, you get them here, or you have them in your backyard. Now, what we also launched was the ginger. Here they are, lovely bird. Let's take a look at them. The ginger birds, lovely coloring. They can be mixed up with the Italian, so happens to me every once in a while. So great birds as well, lay well, and easy to raise and keep. And you know, if you don't, if your township doesn't allow quail in your backyard, have them in your garage. They are not loud. Those roosters even, they are not that loud, you know. For beginners, I recommend our brown type. So just those. They are feather sexable, so you can tell female and male very easy apart. Here, for example, the jumbo brown. The jumbos also means that the bird is 10 ounces within 10 weeks. If you're interested in the meat as well, right? So yeah, something to think about. Now, other bird variation we added here now new as well is the pearl pansy. Here we go. Beautiful birds as well. A little matte, I would like matte in the way of like it looks like the winter time with some gray in there, you know what I mean? Snow and gray. Great birds, this one. Oh, those are moving a lot when we took the pictures. No quail got injured during the photo shoot. I had a little issue, but that's a different story. Here we go. Lovely, lovely birds. And great colors you get out of them. Now, what else we got? German chocolate pansy. I sometimes take offense if somebody calls me German, but it is my second language. But I'm Austrian, that's okay. But the German chocolate pansy, those are types of birds I love myself a lot. Look at those, at this coloring. These are the perfect fall colors right now, right? Beautiful, beautiful girl here. And a nice addition to your quail coop. I realize there's probably quail people watching. They already know way more than I do about quail. You might have quail since years. So if you want to add a color variation here, check it out. Okay, what else we have left here? Oopala. The calico. I think those are Joe's favorite birds. Very similar to the other variation from a coloring perspective, right? Lovely birds too. This one was a bit screaming at me, taking pictures. So you get with the pictures here a little idea as well. If you build an aviary, I have an aviary as well for the fresh eggs and grow out birds. You know, I try to have natural grass in there, but that doesn't survive long. So you could add a bit decoration if it's safe, if nothing comes off. Yeah, you don't want that the bird accidentally eats some plastic. But for taking pictures, this little plastic prop here was really, really useful. Yeah, great new coloring variation here as well. And right now I think there's a sale going on, but I'm not allowed to mention that. Maybe I'm not sure. Ooh, the buttons, the button quail. Let's check them out. Here we go. Let's go back here. Oh, bum bum. Here, quail eggs. Here, that's where you find it. Oh, hatching eggs. Sorry. The buttons, very popular. I still don't have great pictures of them. Here's a few babies. From the adults, it's tough to take pictures because they are really, the ones I know, the button quail I know, they take off like a rocket. A lot of people keep them because buttons lay the tiniest eggs in the quail world. And a lot of people have them because they're snakes, like to eat smaller eggs. So if you have button quail, the eggs are smaller. Here is a comparison with a 5-cent coin. So you get a bit of size reference here, very small. And yeah, they are tiny birds, right? Here are some pictures of the birds. And you can always watch here the videos, right? My favorite video.
Look at the first baby button quail. They're so little. Oh my gosh. He's so tiny. Oh! And he wants to run away.
Our button quail.
So small.
They are a little
That's
mix.
our first.
Whoop. It's on a loop here. So our quail, they are on a mix. So just that you know, there's two types of button quail overall. Mainly here in the US, what people breed, and we have both right now, and it comes as a mix. So speaking of button quail, if you have an incubator like the CT 120, let me show you guys. It always turns blue. Hazel cam. We need Hazel cam. Here we go. So if you have this Chimuka incubator from Hatching Time, and then you're familiar with those racks, and they usually come like so. And we do have the button quail inserts for you guys. So those little inserts, we make them here in the US, and they fit perfectly in here in the goose rails. And you can order as many as you like. Here's a little broken button quail in here. Actually, some smaller standard quail eggs would fit here as well. So you can use it for that as well. But if you do have jumbos, for the jumbos, we launch them as well right now. So they should be available in a week or two. So those inserts, you can get them from us as well. Now, since we're on the button topic still, from one of our farm networks who ships a lot of button quail as well, farm network members, she produces the foam for them. So if you are thinking you have button quail, you want to sell them online, and you have MPIP, MPIP stands for National Poultry Improvement Program, MPIP. That's what you need. Basically, somebody from your Department of Agriculture from your state comes and tests your birds. There's two kinds of tests. I'm actually a certified poulworm tester myself here for the state of New Jersey. That's one of the tests. I can't pronounce it. Yeah, you see, English is my third language. Polium. Anyway, the birds are being tested to make sure they don't have a disease. Another test is the avian influenza, right? Commonly known as the bird flu. So all the birds are tested for that. And with an MPIP membership, basically, it is a membership. In most states is free. In some other states, they charge you for the test. Check that out. The government has a website about that. I don't like too much interaction with the government, but this is a requirement, so we have it. You get tested, and then you can ship eggs like we do, for example, right? And to ship them safely for the buttons, those lovely button egg shippers. It's not just a toy finger spinner, no. You can ship them safely this way, and comes with little dividers. They fit perfectly in a 7x7 box, and they're good to go. We use them sometimes depending on the order size. We have different methods of shipping. We use what is, most importantly, the safest way that the eggs don't break. And secondly, we look at the price too, and what it costs for the shipping material. And also really important, the environment, right? So if you use those, try to recycle them if your customers can. That would be cool. Now, button quail need button feeders. So in some of the standard cages and things like that, in the cage systems, they come with some feeders, and you have seen it online. I don't have a sample here, but there's this red feeders, or green or yellow there sometimes, with these big holes. They might be great for chickens, and they are originally designed for chicken, not for quail. And in overall, the problem is with a lot of feeders out there, the quail can actually get into it, poop on their feet, spread it all around, a lot of food waste. And that's why I came up after using the Chimuka cage system. I said there must be something I can do better on those cages. And let me bring up a picture as well, that you see them in action. We have them for buttons, we have them for regular quail, but most important is you can have them stand alone. You can do a little DIY if you like to. It's designed for that. But a single feeder holds 11 ounces of food, so that's a lot. It's more than one of those long red ones usually have. If you click on the product, you see some details there too. And with a little DIY, if you say, I want to have a hole here because I want to take a bolt with a screw and mount it onto my brooder, if you build the brooder yourself, for example, right? Then you can take one of these, everybody who does a little bit woodwork, wood burning, or electrical work knows what that is. It gets really hot here, so don't do this at home. This one is not plugged in, so it's safe. You could burn a little hole in the back, or multiple holes. The way I like to attach them, I show you. There's zip ties. This is my big friend. But to have them also removable, I like to use Velcro. Let's see, a Velcro tape. But here is a picture. Let's take a look at it, how it looks like when it's mounted. So, boom, press the button. There we go. So I was a bit, extra. I put a little extra on top of the food here. I got a bit excited, I guess. I wanted not to feed like a couple of hours later. No, actually, depending on how many birds you have, right? 2 of those feeder can feed 80 chicks for an entire day, 24 hours, without refilling. So that's why 11 ounces in one of them, you get a pack of 2. So that's 22 ounces. Here is the grow out cage from Hatching Time. So I mount here. It fits perfectly in the hole. So if you use the grow out cages for button quail, perfect. Perfect. They fit right in there in the front. Now I use them also for my brooder setup for here's just another picture. Because normally, you have this little tray there in the front, which is great for the layer cages, and those don't fit in the layer cages. But in the grow out cages, they fit perfectly. Here, all that food mess is gone. No quails are pooping in there. The little ones running out, getting cold and all that in the brooder. We don't want that. And this way, let's take a look at this video, how it looks like in the brooder or in the grow out cage. My prototype was yellow. I decided for white. Nicer to, you see the dirt on it better. Good to clean. And just don't, you know, put them in boiling water. I mean, it is pretty stable. ABS plastic, but it is plastic. And if you put it in boiling water, it might deform. But you can clean it with warm water. I even power wash it, no problem. And you see the birds there. That's the inside view, so you can fill it up from the outside, but it's nice on the inside there for the birds to reach. And even with the last few birds I had, even the 2-day-old chicks can reach up there. For the buttons, I would recommend to place it down into the brooder, and you will be good there as well. So that's the feeder, what we designed and made here in the US for you guys as well. Now, last but not least, since we talk about birds and cage setups and setups in general, sometimes you have to clean your setup. Sometimes if you run a farm like I do, you have customers picking up birds, all the lovely things. So one of our breeders in our network, Jennifer, she does live birds, and she distributes also those lovely boxes here. Let's switch over to Hazel Cam to show you the actual box in its actual color. So that's how it looks like. When I move birds, I use now always these boxes instead of the old way. Yeah. Any kind of boxes, I want to use these boxes now because there is a membrane with air holes in there. If I ship live birds, then I can fold it up depending on, do I ship chicks, then I fold it up like so. Or if it's adult birds, then I fold it up like so. Do we see that here? Yeah. And then zip tie to get on top. Then nobody else can put another box on top. Very smart. Yeah, so very easy to fold. The instructions are actually on the box itself, how you fold them up. So I use them a lot when I ship live birds, or have customers picking them up, or when I do cleaning, right? Great box, keeps the birds safe, and that's what for me is the most important. The birds need to have a happy life. They need to be treated well. They need to have the best food what I can pay for. So it's just organic stuff. And always fresh water. Yeah, and like everybody, they have one bad day. And if they have a bad day, then I want to make sure that your pet gets the best food out there. So, and yeah, that brings me back to a little recap. And Hazel looks so cute over there. Right, boop, boop. Hazel wants to show you one more time her product. And so before we finish up, let me grab it and let me ask Hazel to come over one more time. I hope you guys could learn a little bit about quail birds. Yeah. And about what lovely treats we make out of them. Hazel, want to show one more time your product? Come here, baby. Treat. Are you sleeping there? What did I pay you for? Come here, honey. Get a big one. Yeah. Come here. Where are you? Yeah, there you are. You always let me wait. Do I not pay you enough? Give me paw. There you go. Good girl. Wanna say bye-bye to the lovely viewers? Say see you next week on Monday. We tried to be at 7:30, but today we had a bit of a busy day. I'm sorry that we came on late, right? Yeah. You're a good girl, yeah. Don't be camera shy. We have done that so many times, honey. No reason to be shy. No reason to be shy. Give me paw one more time. Paw. Good girl. And one more treat. There you go. Okay, guys, then we're gonna wrap it up here. Because I still have to look a last time after the birds. Check out the orders. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, so I want to say thank you to all the veterans out there for their service. my country was liberated after the Second World War by the Allies, and the Americans were part of the Allies. My grandmother was secretary in Vienna for the American forces after the Second World War, so maybe that's why my English is not too bad. I have it in my genes. So yeah, thank you for everybody keeping the peace around the world. So tomorrow, no shipping for us because the postal service is closed. But those guys, you know, all the federal workers out there, thank you guys for working without pay. I hope that changes soon. But other than that, I like to thank my viewers and customers. Thanks for the lovely pictures you guys were sending me. Please keep those pictures coming. I love to see your dogs, your cats, how you use our products. Let us know about that. And next week we're online again. Then in the new studio upstairs. I hope everything will work out technically. Not like today when I went online and I was on mute talking to you guys for 5 minutes. That happens. But I do my best. I'm just a farmer with a little bit IT skills. So thanks for watching. I wish you guys a nice evening, a great week ahead, and stay tuned and keep us in mind. Leave a follow, a like, a comment. Thanks guys. I tune out.